What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul for you. Let's see. These are pickups from two local comic shops. This first stack is from Book Music Exchange. It's a local comic shop slash. They have books, obviously with their name, books, CDs, DVDs, toys, magic cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that fun stuff. There's two locations in Louisville. There's the Preston Highway location, which I go to more often, but these pickups are from the Bardstown Road location. They don't have as many comics as the Preston Highway location, but they still have a few long boxes I like to dig through every now and then. And this is the first time I've actually bought comics from them since I got back into collecting a couple years ago. So it's happy to finally find some stuff. Most of these are 50-cent or dollar books, but the first couple are priced books, including this one. This is a reprint of Transformers #1. This was $5.99. It looks like this one came out in 2009. Maybe as part of maybe it came with a toy. I'm not exactly sure how it was released or under what circumstances. It looks like it's the 25th anniversary of something, Hasbro or Transformers, maybe. I'm not sure. But I don't think I'll ever find the original #1 in the cheap bins. I'm hoping. I always look. If I found the original one for $6, that'd be really nice too. But it goes for a bit more, unfortunately. So I was happy to find this reprint. It'll do for now till I bite the bullet and pay some actual money for the #1. I'll probably wait until that's like the last book I need. I know #1 is the most valuable, and then the ones at the end of the run, I think it went up to 60, I think. Those are pretty tough to find too, so those go for a bit more as well. I don't really like this cover. It's a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Prime looks weird. It's got Charlie Bronson over there. I don't know who that is, but Transformers is very nostalgic for me. Definitely my Mount Rushmore of childhood IP, so I was happy to find that. Next, we've got Wildcats #1. This one was $3. This is not the first print. This is one from a few years later, and it's the 3D version, which screams 90s, so I had to get that, and I'll open it up because I was very excited because it comes with the 3D glasses too. And it says Wildstorm on there, and you can kind of tell it's got the old school red and blue 3D effects in there. It's kind of hard to see, but they're there. What year was this? This was 97, so this was 5 years after the original #1 came out. I vaguely remember this 3D version coming out, but I don't think I ever had it. I think that acetate version that I showed a few videos ago, that was the 5-year anniversary as well, so they must have done a couple of different versions of it to celebrate the 5-year release. So happy to find that. $3. Like I said, I've never seen it before, so had to grab that. Another early image book. This is Union #1. I got this one because it's a newsstand. I've never seen this in newsstand before. I see Union #1, the direct edition, all the time. It's got a different cover. It's a little foil, shiny cover. And it's just Union on there, like kind of flying out at you like Superman. They're always pretty beat up because that cover was a heavier cardstock, I guess, but it's easy to crease, so I haven't picked up one of those yet. But like I said, I've never seen this newsstand before, so I was happy to find that. And that was $1, so that was cool. And then, speaking of 90s goodness, there's some newsstand action. Got Sleepwalker 25. This one was $1. It's got the shiny foil cover. There we go. A little easier to see. Sleepwalker and his crew coming after you. Still haven't found Sleepwalker 1. I really want to find that one. I had that one when I was a kid for sure. Had the Sleepwalker and Darkhawk #1s. Those were the new characters in the 90s, so pretty nostalgic about them as well. But anytime I can find a newsstand of these shiny covers, I like that. So it's happy to find it. That was only $1. This one was 50 cents. This is a 90s crossover with the X-Men and the Ultraverse characters. You got Prime and Wolverine going at it, Juggernaut, and this nice wraparound cover, yeah. Going against Nightman. I think Juggernaut's going to win that one. That's a cool Rogue up there. Yeah, unfortunately that sticker is on the book, but, you know, it's only 50 cents. So there's the full cover. And this one caught my eye. I like the crossovers and stuff, but this is what's his first name? Is it Jeff Matsuda? Is it Jeff or Joe Matsuda? I think it's Jeff. But he's got very 90s style art, so and a very unique signature, so grabbed that. Oh, there's some little pin-up in the back. Looks like a weird version of Gambit, maybe. And this is funny too. It's got a old Boys and Girls Club ad with Denzel in it. I love those old ads. So I was happy to find that for 50 cents. This one was $2. This is Melting Pot Book 3. This was a 4-issue miniseries that Kevin Eastman and Simon Bisley did. I don't know Mr. Talbot's first name. But Kevin Eastman did the story and the layouts, and then Mr. Bisley painted all of those. Open this up as well. That was $3. So you open it up, that's Kevin Eastman doing just his own work. That's not Bisley, obviously. But then once the story starts going, that's definitely Bisley. But I like it because you can kind of tell that it's Kevin Eastman's pencils under it, and the Bisley paints don't wash it out. So you can it's very much both of their styles. So I kind of like that. And there's not a lot of words in this one either. I'm not sure what the story is, but it's a 4-issue miniseries. I think I've got number 1, and now I've got number 3. So I'll keep an eye out for the other 2. Just happy to get that one. Next, I got a book, Meridian number 1. This one was for $1. So this one, got this one for a number of reasons. First, it's Josh Middleton's first work in comics. He's a really popular cover artist now, obviously, but he did the interior art on all these, or on this issue. And if you watch my video a couple videos ago from the flea market that I went to around New Year's, when there was a shooting at the gun show there while I was at the flea market, this was one of the books that I tried to get from the vendor the next day, but he wanted to charge $8 for it with the stack of books that I had. So there was 5 books, and he wanted to charge, there was 8 books, and he wanted to charge me $40 for it. So that's $5. I'm not good at math, guys. But, you know, obviously this is not a $5 book or an $8 book. So these cross-gen titles are littered throughout the dollar bins around here. So I knew I could find it if I just kept looking. So I was happy to get this. And I finished the Sojourn run, the Greg Land and Ron Mars cross-gen title a couple weeks ago. So I might start collecting this Meridian run. I've got issue 1, so I can read it now. And I think Steve McNiven did a lot of his early art is on this Meridian title as well. So I really like him. So I might just try to put the whole run together. I'm not sure how many issues it ran, but like I said, you can find the cross-gen stuff pretty cheap. I got some more 90s goodness here. This is Bloodstrike number 15. If that doesn't scream 90s extreme action, I don't know what does. It's a Stephen Platt cover, in case you didn't know. He did not do the interiors, but he certainly did the cover. And he did this one as well. This is Supreme Zero. This is him and Liefeld. It's got Stephen Platt's name first there on the signature, and then Liefeld after. So it usually means that Liefeld did the inks, but I mean, look at that face. You can always tell a Liefeld face. So maybe it was they were like passing the pen back and forth. I don't know. There's some more Liefeld goodness. This is Marvel Comics Presents 46. It's him drawing Wolverine. I'll open this one up too. It's a cool wraparound cover, like a lot of these Marvel Comics Presents titles around this time, where you got Namor, and then somebody had never heard of the what does it say? Aquarian? Looks like an Aquaman ripoff, and then Devil Slayer. I'm not sure who those guys are. I know who Namor is, and then Wolverine, obviously. So, just a cool Liefeld cover. I was happy to find that one was $2. So, let's see. And then continuing with the 90s kick here. Last book from Book and Music Exchange is this Black Flag #1. This is Dan Fraga doing the pencils, and then he is being inked by Todd McFarlane. So that's kind of cool. This one was $1. I opened this one up and looked through it. It was really cool. My dog's going crazy for his toy, as usual. Sorry about that. So the cover, I can tell that it's McFarlane. He puts his style on it for sure. But on the interior, it's just Fraga, and it's black and white, which I thought was really cool. I don't think McFarlane inks. It doesn't say he inks it. It says dedicated to, yeah. So I don't know if that's Fraga inking himself. But I really like the art. Just really cool line art. And then I like the end. They've got a few gallery pages there of some of the characters. I'm not too familiar with this title, but something with a giant monkey and a soldier of fortune dude, so how can you go wrong, right? So that was the last book I got from Book and Music Exchange. That one was $1. And then the second stack, these are all from Great Escape, their local comic shop. These are all $1 or 50 cents, yeah. So, starting off with Quasar, and even though it says #1 up there, it is actually not #1. Open it up here, show you it is number 32. It is cool. Greg Capullo did the pencils, though. That's really cool. Quasar with I don't know, some kind of helmet. He's on a Zoom meeting or something. Oh, that's a nice double splash page. It's really cool. Yeah, so I don't know if this is an error, or I know there was a Quasar that they numbered one that wasn't #1, but it was like the start of a new story or something. I think it was like one of the Infinity Gauntlet or Infinity Crusade crossovers. But this one says Part 3 up at the top, Galactic Storm, so I don't think that's what this one is. I don't know if this is just a misprint or if it's something else like that, just to sell more copies, because if it's a #1, more people tend to buy it. But I keep buying Quasar books, so here's another one. Next, got a cool Alex Ross cover on the Space Ghost. He did all the covers on the 6-issue miniseries. I think I'm about halfway through finding all these, so I was happy to find that. Love Alex Ross, love Space Ghost, so can't go wrong. Got a cool painted cover on this one. It's not Alex Ross, but it's a cool painted looking cover on Punisher War Journal number 40. I don't know, I don't see the signature on the cover. I think I was trying to figure it out, but I couldn't find the credit. Excuse me. Let's see. Inker, penciler, Stephen Butler. He's the penciler. So he might have done the cover too, but I don't know. I just thought it was a cool painted Punisher cover, so snagged that. That one was either $1 or 50 cents. This one was $1, number 50. And I grabbed that one because that's a newsstand too. And unfortunately that sticker is on the book, but it was only $1. So, and this is a cool 90s embossed cover. Probably can't tell because I don't have a 3D camera, unfortunately. But it's embossed, trust me. Punisher is bumpy. And got another Punisher book. This is number 50. just the anniversary issue from first ongoing Punisher series. That might be John Romita Jr. doing the cover art. But I've got most of the early issues now for this volume, so I really want to get the miniseries, the 5-issue miniseries with Mike Zeck doing all the covers, but those are pretty pricey, so I'll wait on those, but that's on my list for sure. Another very shiny 90s cover, anniversary issue, Incredible Hulk 400. Got the shiny. Is that a wraparound? No, looks like a wraparound, but it's not. It's got Hulk and what's that guy's name? Leader or Brainiac or something? I can't remember. And then I don't know who that lady is in the crystal cocoon, but I do remember when this one came out. This was the 30th anniversary of the Hulk, so it says 92. So I don't know if I'll definitely pick up a newsstand of this one if I find it. I'm not sure if that's any different or not, but I just like collecting the newsstands of the shiny covers, like I said. Speaking of which, got this Cosmic Powers #2. This is Terrax. This was just the mini-series they did in the early mid-90s about the cosmic villains. I think 1 was Thanos, 2 was Terrax, they've got Morg, and I can't remember who the other ones are, but I've gotten a couple of those as well, so I was happy to find this. I didn't have #2, and I certainly didn't have a #2 in a newsstand, so I was happy to get that for $1. And this one was 50 cents. This is Captain America #25. It's the second printing. The spine's pretty dirty, but I don't know. Captain America is one of my favorites. I like the storyline here when he died. And I don't have any of those. I've just read the trades, so I might start trying to pick all those up if I can find them for cheap. But I've never seen the second printing before, so I was happy to grab that. Let's see, next got an Appleseed book. This is book 1, volume 4. Just cool Masamune Shiro art. Just a beautiful cover there. And then he does the interiors. Yeah, he does the interiors as well. So anytime I can find him doing this much art in one place, I am in. Look at all those words. Oh my god. I haven't actually read this, so I'm not sure, but just really cool art by that dude. Let's see, last 2 books here. Got another weird Japanese book. This is The Amazing Adventures of Professor Jones. This one kind of looks like a 3D cover. It's got Professor Jones there. I don't know if you can tell. There's like, it's got those like weird 3D line effects on there, but this is just goofy Japanese stuff with, half furry, half military, tyrant stuff going on. So they do weird things over there in Japan with their comics. So when it gets imported over here, it looks even weirder. So I like the weird stuff. So I'd never seen this before. It's #1, so why not? It was only $1. And then last book, picked this one up for 50 cents. Just Alpha Flight number 57. Just early Jim Lee stuff on Marvel. He did the cover, and I believe he did the interiors as well. He did, yep. Jim Lee doing the pencils. So that's cool. Looks like Arnold from Different Strokes, but probably not. So anytime I can find early Jim Lee stuff where he's actually doing more than the cover, I do appreciate that. So that's why I grabbed it. I can't remember. I know his first work on Alpha Flight, I think it was like 51 or something. I think he did like the 10 or 15 issues, like between 50 and 65 or something like that. And then he did a few more in the 90s that I picked up. So I was never a big Alpha Flight fan, but I'm a big Jim Lee fan. So I'll definitely put all those together that he did for Alpha Flight. So happy to find that for 50 cents. Can't go wrong. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.